Hello, Nomad Sculpt, and this is a just for fun video, a blockout workflow for this Hornet character from, I think, the game Silksong. Okay, so yeah, I use a complete different workflow. So first, I use such a alpha image or a silhouette image of the head, and yeah, and here this is what we get. This is only a rough block out. So I start from the beginning. So I create a new scene, yes. So, and you see here the sphere. So the poly count of the sphere is about 100,000. It's okay. So, and I use the mask. And here in the mask, I use it as a stamp. So I stamp the mask here. And I select my image here, my alpha of the head, and I turn symmetry off, and I use here the center line to find the center point, and I also lock here the rotation so it stays aligned here. So now I drag out the shape here like this, and then here you see at the top, here you can convert it. So, but first I have to press sharpen. So now the mask is sharp and I convert this to a face group. And now here the inner parts here. So I clear this and so I have to select connected and mask the inner parts here and convert them also to a other face group. And so now I have the eyes separate and the head. So first I mask the complete head. And here, so you see here now the mask extraction. So I use positive and negative direction. And I extract such a shell here. So extract. So this is what we get. And now here you see the edgy thing here. I go back a step and I try with smoothness. So this is a 10% smoothness. So I extract it with smoothness. So this is what we get. And now I press here voxel remesh and remesh some mesh with about this value here. So you see here it looks like this. And then I mask here the edge. So, and here in the operations menu, I select now inflate. So inflate it like this, and then use smoothing slider. You see here, it looks like this now. And now I clear the mask. And now I smooth further, so like this. Okay, so this is the head. And then I place my pivot point. So I bring it in a position where the head is, yeah, maybe here. So now it's possible to stretch the whole thing, but maybe later. And the other thing is, so I make sure that the symmetry is okay, so I mirror it. So now it's okay, and I activate the symmetry. So now everything is fine. I use cell mask. So activate symmetry again, because the gizmo has a separate symmetry. So now I'm selecting here the half of the mesh. So, and I blur the mask here like this, invert. So now we can use a little bit more inflate and smoothing. Yeah, you can play a little bit with it. So I clear the mask, so this is our head. And now back to the quad sphere. Clear the mask, on tap, and now we have to select the eyes again. So I extract them, and in solo view so I tap on the border and inflate the meshes and smoothing. So now, yeah, voxel remesh is also nice. So remesh, smooth a little bit more and inflate. So where are the eyes? So I have to bring the eyes in position. So I tap on the sphere here to get the anchor point here, and I pin it. So pin, and now I select my eyes. So, and I scale it in position. So they are maybe here. So I can unpin and bring the pivot back. So maybe a little bit more like this. Yeah, with the eyes you can play a little bit. Okay, so now we got our head. The next thing is, so I clear everything. And here for the sphere, I use the symmetry, but I use here radial. So maybe radial 8. And I activate the symmetry. Masking. And again, symmetry. So now it looks like this here. And now I'm using no thickness, so 0, and a little bit more smoothness, so like this here. And I extract this with 0 height. So this sphere I don't need anymore. And here, so I'm masking like this here. And here using the blur slider. So blur it. And then we can press invert. And again the operations menu and inflate. So I inflate it like this. And then I clear the mask. And then I'm smoothing the whole thing. So like this here. So let's see. So I bring this here together. So this is our head. Maybe it looks a little bit like this and a little bit more stretching. So, and this one here, I think we can quad remesh. So I'm using here maybe, it looks a little bit nicer. So yeah, you can play a little bit with it here. And also here with the gizmo, oh sorry, then we have to think we have to bake it. Or, radial symmetry is active. Oh. So, and then we need the body and the legs. And I think I give it a color. Okay, and then I add a plane. And I rotate the plane in the front view. So maybe I scale it a little bit, and we need more resolution. So I turn the wireframe on and linear subdivision 1-2 times. So this is okay, I think. And now I turn X-ray on. So using the mask. So here is our neck, and here are the shoulders. So maybe here, and here's the maybe like this here. So, and then we need an arm. So here is the arm. And so the legs I draw a little bit longer, so like this. And now we can turn off wireframe, and I use the extraction. So here in the solo view, let's extract it with a height like this. So smoothness is a little bit too much. I think 10 is okay, or a little bit more. Yeah, smoothness is okay. So now I press extract. So the plane we don't need. So this plane. Okay, and then we have to mask the border. Sorry, I'll use here's a connected button. And then use inflate. So now smoothing. Clear the mask and smooth further. So, and here, yeah, we can now voxel remesh the whole thing. So the wireframe looks now like this. So, and then here, press the 3 dots and press separate. So this one I don't need. And this one. So here, pivot. So place the pivot here. and then place the arm here. This one needs a pivot more here and place it here, and then select both and add a mirror node. So now we can turn off X-ray. So yeah, the rest is now sculpting and moving. Maybe like this. And the last thing is, okay, let's add a torus. So the torus we have to rotate, make it a little bit smaller. So I'm using solo view and add. So I'm using on gizmo position and I add a lathe object. So I rotate the lathe and so this becomes the handle. Maybe like this. And here I clone the lathe, and this one is a needle, I think so. So I zoom here a little bit more in, so and here we need only a division of 4. So like this. Maybe a little bit longer. And with a gizmo, so now I put the things together. Oops. So I change the pivot. Place it here. Snapping is active, so maybe change a little bit the scaling. So, and here the head I quadri mesh, maybe like this. Also the eyes. Yeah, and with a cape you can play with it. So at the moment, sorry, why there's no symmetry. Where's my symmetry? Here is my symmetry. You get the idea, I think. So without outline, yeah. Yeah, it must be red or... And the rest is here black, I think. Yeah, the rest is sculpting. Have fun with sculpting, ciao.